Good day to you all. Welcome to Citadel Academy YouTube channel, and here is our course outline for today. In today's lesson, we are going to cover the following topics: programming languages, what is Java, why should I learn Java, things I should know about Java, how Java is compiled. So without further ado, let's get to the lesson for today. Programming languages. Computer programs, known as software, are instructions that tell a computer what to do. Computers do not understand human languages. Computers only understand binary, that is a combination of zeros and ones, which is referred to as machine code. This means all programs must be written in a language a computer can use and understand. So that is to say, in order to tell a computer what to do, we will have to write out the instructions in form of binary or machine code. So take for example, to add two numbers, we might have to write an instruction in binary code in this form. So as you can see, programming in machine language was slow and it was tedious for most programmers. Moreover, programs written in machine language were difficult to read and modify. For this reason, assembly language was created in the early days of computing as an alternative to machine languages. Assembly language uses a short descriptive word known as mnemonic to represent each of the machine language instructions. The mnemonic add, it simply means to add two numbers. So take for instance, we want to add the number 2 and number 3. In assembly language, we might have to write out the code and get the result. We might have to write out the code in this form. However, because the computer cannot execute assembly language, another program called an assembler is used to translate assembly language programs into machine code. However, because the computer cannot execute assembly language, another program called an assembler is used to translate assembly language programs into machine code. Now, writing code in assembly language was easier than compared to machine language. However, it was still tedious to write code in assembly language because an instruction in assembly language, essentially it corresponds to an instruction in machine code. And writing code in assembly language requires that you know how the CPU works. So for this reason, in the 1950s, a new generation of programming languages known as high-level languages emerged. Now, the advantage of this high-level languages is that they are platform independent, meaning that it doesn't matter the device you are using, it doesn't matter the computer you are using, it doesn't matter the machine you are using, they will all work on that machine. Now, high-level languages are similar to English and they are easy to use, and they are easy to learn. Now, the instructions in a high level programming language are called statements. So an example of a statement that computes the area of a triangle, where the base is equal to 4 and the height is equal to 3, and we know the formula for the area of a triangle is half base times height. So here is an example of a statement that computes the area of a triangle. Now I want you to know that there are many high-level programming languages, okay, and each of them was designed for a specific purpose. But for the purpose of this course, we will narrow it down to Java programming language. Moving on to the next lesson. What is Java? Java is a high-level, versatile and object-oriented programming language developed by Sun Microsystems, which is now owned by Oracle. It was first released in 1995, and since then it has become one of the most widely used programming languages in the world and is now among the top 3 most used programming languages in the world. In fact, according to Oracle Corporation, over 3 billion devices run Java. The next lesson for today is, why should I learn Java? Well, there are so many reasons why you should learn Java, but I will just highlight a few for you. Number one, Java is platform independent, meaning that the code written in Java can run on any device that has a Java virtual machine. Number two, object-oriented programming. Java follows the principles of object-oriented programming, including encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. Number three, it is secure, fast, and powerful. Honestly speaking, not to exaggerate, but Java is one of the most secured high-level programming languages we have. The next lesson for today is things I should know about Java. First things first, for a Java program to run on your computer, you will need to have JDK installed on your computer. Now, JDK is an acronym for Java Development Kit, which contains Java developer tools. The JDK comprises of the JRE, that's the Java Runtime Environment, and it also comprises of the JVM, that's the Java Virtual Machine. Now, the JRE, which is Java Runtime Environment, it consists of libraries and toolkits, which is also used to run our Java programs. The JVM executes our Java programs on different machines. That's the one of the major use of the JVM. It executes our Java on different machines irrespective of the computer, the device you are using. Once that device has JVM, it it has the ability to run Java programs. Here is a little illustration of what I mean by the JDK, JRE, and JVM. So as you can see here, this white circle is for the JDK, the blue one is for the JRE, and the gold is this really gold or dark yellow? I don't even know what to call it. um and the dark yellow whatever is contains the JVM. So as you can see, the JDK, inside the JDK rather, it contains the JRE and the JVM, but and also the JRE contains the JVM. And this is why I said any device that has a JVM, it can run Java programs. So this is just a little illustration of what I mean by the JDK, JRE, and JVM. Now I want you to know that Java comes in three editions. Okay, the first edition is the Java Standard Edition and is used to develop client-side applications, those applications that run on desktop. The second edition is the Java Enterprise Edition. It is used to develop server-side applications such as Java Servlet, Java Server Pages, and Java Server Faces. The third edition is the Java Micro Edition and is used to develop applications for mobile devices such as cell phones. This course actually it uses the Java Standard Edition, that's the Java SE, to introduce Java programming language, because Java Standard Edition is the foundation upon which all other Java technology is based. Now I want you to know that there are many versions of the Java Standard Edition. The latest edition, as at the time of this video, the latest edition is the Java SE21, and that is what is going to be used in this course. So moving on to our next lesson for today, how is Java compiled? Now I want you to know that Java programs normally they go through 5 stages. The first stage is the editing stage, the second stage is the compilation stage, the third stage is the loading stage, the fourth is verification stage, and the fifth stage is the execution stage. Now the first stage, it consists of editing a file with a text editor. So that is the first stage of a Java program, where we use a text editor, we type in, we use it. The first stage now, It consists of editing a file with a text editor program. So take for instance, you can use Notepad in your Windows as a text editor to write a Java program. And when you write a Java program in your text editor, that program you wrote is, we call it source code. It is called source code. So, and when you finish, when you write that program, you must save it with a dot java extension. When you want to save it, you must save it with the dot java extension. um it indicates that the file contains a Java source code. Okay. And then in the second stage, that's the compilation stage, where the code gets compiled, we use the command javac, that is in our command prompt, in the command prompt of our Windows rather. We use the command javac to compile the program. And when we compile that program, it will generate bytecode. Of You will see it will generate another dot class extension of that Java source code you created. If you don't really understand what I'm saying, don't worry too much about it. Maybe when we start more of the practical, you understand it perfectly. But just try to get what I'm saying now. So when we go to our command prompts, when we get to the command prompt of our Windows and we type in javac, we compile that Java source code we stored, we saved. It's going to generate a dot class file, that is, we call it bytecode. It's going to generate a bytecode for that particular program we wrote. And then after generating, it now goes through the test stage, which is the loading stage. After generating this this dot class program or dot class file, the JVM will now load the dot class file into the memory. Okay, the JVM, it will load the dot class file into the primary memory. Now after loading it into the primary memory, it will now go to the third stage. The third stage is the fourth stage rather. The fourth stage is the verification stage. So the bytecode verifier, it will examine the bytecode to ensure that they are valid and that they do not violate Java's security restrictions. And then after the verification stage, the JVM, that's the Java virtual machine, it will go on to execute the action specified by the program. With that, we've come to the end of today's lesson. Thank you so much. God bless you. Do have a nice day.